You know, sometimes you want something nice and crunchy and salty, and maybe to top some other dish that you're making, but you don't necessarily want potatoes or French fries or something like that. So there is an alternative, and we are going to do it today. It is called Frizzled Carrots, and it is absolutely delicious. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. If this is your first time tuning in, let us know you're out there by giving us a big thumbs up below, and then hit that subscribe button to make sure you never miss a video. Now, let's start cooking. This is such a simple dish. It literally involves fresh carrots, a little bit of salt. We're gonna finish it with a garnish of parsley and some frying oil. So the key to this dish is that the carrots are thinly cut and that they have been soaked in cold water for about 15 minutes to remove the starch. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm gonna move the salt and the garnish out of the way, but I've already peeled my carrots. And so you want to peel your carrots, and what we'll do is we are going to cut this carrot, cut one side of the carrot so that we have a flat edge. So just like that, get a nice flat edge. And same thing with the next carrot. Nice flat edge. Very good. And with the next carrot. All right. And so these bits here you can always use for, you know, puree or some other kind of garnish. But the best way that I know to do this is actually with a mandoline. And there's all kinds of mandolins that you can use, that you can purchase. But this one is just a handheld mandolin, and the thing about mandolins is they're very, 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 very sharp. So you want to be really careful. You can certainly do it with your hands, and we basically just, with a mandolin, you just want to make a nice quick swipe down the mandolin. But it's easier, as you can see, it's easier to do it with the attachment that comes with the mandolin. And I can tell you these are a little bit thin, so I'm just going to open this up a little bit more, and you're going for something very thin, about probably a 1/16 of an inch, something like that. And so if you have a mandolin, it probably comes with a guide that helps you, that protects your hand, and also helps to push the vegetable down onto the board as you cut. So we're just going to use our mandolin to come down and just go straight down the carrot, just like that. And this assures us a nice even slice. That's what we want right there. And if you have some that won't work, then we'll just put those aside. So you just cut your carrot slices. And then what you want to do is we're going to fan these carrots out. Just like so. We'll put that aside. And we'll just carefully fan them out. And making sure that you have a nice sharp knife, we are going to, using my knuckles as a guide, we're just going to cut, and that piece will go away because it's not even. And we're just going to do nice thin slices here. And again, I'm using my knuckle as a guide for my knife. And I'm keeping my fingernail well back from the edge so that I can keep it safe. And so we're literally just cutting our strings as we go. there you have it. Okay, and now we just put our strings in the water, and we'll just continue on with our other 2 carrots, and we'll finish cutting. Okay, we've got our carrots all cut, and look how nice and thin they are. That is going to be fantastic. All right, so what we'll do now is we've put them in cold water, but we want to put these in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes, and when we come back, we'll be ready to fry them. Okay, our carrots have been chilling for about 15 minutes in the refrigerator, and it is now time to drain them. So we are just going to put them through a strainer, and we'll let them drain for a bit. And now the key to this is that they need to be dry. So once these drain for a few minutes, we're going to wipe them or pat them very dry with some paper towel. In the meantime, we have our oil heating up, and I've just got looks like about an inch worth of oil in the bottom of this pan. And now the key to this, the other key to this, is that the oil needs to really be at about 175 centigrade, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't want it at 380, which is what you would normally use to fry French fries or potatoes or something like that. So we really need to keep an eye on our oil. So we want this oil, in my case, it's centigrade. We want it to go up to 175. And if it goes above 175, if you want to cool your oil down, you can always add a little bit more oil, or of course you can take it off the heat. So we want to make sure that gets to about 175. Right now we're at 145, so we're going to continue to keep that heat going. And in the meantime, we will pat our carrots dry and just make sure there's no moisture in them. All right, as you can tell, our heat is now at 175, so we are ready to fry our carrots. And we will just try our very best to maintain that heat, and we'll be able to tell if once we put the carrots in if it's getting too hot. So just continuing to pat these very dry. And it's not like they won't cook if they have a little moisture, but they will certainly spit and spatter a lot. So just doing our very best to keep them as dry as we can. Okay, we are ready to go in with our first batch. And we will, the other key to this is that once you put the carrots in, you want to make sure that they continue to you keep them moving. So in. All right, so we just want to move them around a little bit when we first put them in to make sure that there's nothing is sticking to anything. And they cook fairly quickly. All right, we'll just let them cook for a little bit. And what we're looking for is for them to just, start to brown just a little bit. We don't want them to get really dark, but just a little bit of browning. And so while they're cooking, you want to make sure that you have your fine sea salt ready. So we'll have that ready, because as soon as you take these out and put them on the rack to cool and to drain is when you need to put the salt on them. And when you first take them out, they won't be crisp. They will crisp up as they cool. And I can tell that my heat is cooling a little bit. My oil is cooling a little bit. All right, I think that's good. Okay. All right, first batch is done. And wow, what a great smell, what a great aroma. All right, so now what we want to do is just sprinkle these with some salt. And we'll go back in. You can, they're not crisp yet, but they will crisp up. And this is the texture we're looking for when we first take them out. And I'm just letting the oil come back up to its temperature. There we go. Just spreading around when we put them in. And now let's just move everything to make sure no one gets stuck to anyone else. And we just let them cook. So I guess you can say that first cook was about, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, something like that. And that's all the time it takes. Okay, I think our second batch is ready to go. So let's take them out. Very good. Just like that. And again, just as soon as we remove them, we want to go ahead and make sure we do a nice little sprinkling of salt. And we just let them drain for a second. And then we will be able to transfer them to our service plate. That's just perfect. Wonderful. And there we have it, our frizzled carrots. And we'll just top them with a little bit of grated parsley or chopped parsley, just like that. And that's it. Makes a great topping, makes a great finishing garnish for fish, for chicken, anything you want. All right, so if you're looking for a suggestion for serving these carrots, they look great if you want to just add a little bit of color to a fish dish or a chicken dish. But they're also just great as a nice crunchy snack. They just taste delicious. They're just surprisingly refreshing, and you get a nice little crunch there. And so today we are pairing this with, we've just done some of our skillet potatoes with some of our cast iron maple glazed salmon, which if you haven't tried that before, check out the video right above and you'll see how we do that. And then we finished it with our frizzled carrots. So let's just take a bite of our salmon, some of our carrots. It's a great, great combination. Really great. So you see how easy it is and how fast this is. So if you're ever looking for something just crunchy to snack on, this is a great suggestion, or as a garnish for any dish that you want. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll give this a try. If you like this video, hit that like button down below and be sure and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell next to it so you get notified every time we release a new video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.